Get me that signal. We need no hiding.
Here I am again with Scott DiAgostino from WizKids Games. Scott, we are here at Gen Con, and
big show.
It is the best. And I see there's a lot more of Attack Wing, D&D Attack Wing here. I was wondering if you could give me a little overview here of this beautiful board and all these sexy dragons you got going on.
Oh yeah, this is, we were able to show this off at Origins and they had the sculpts, but everything was prototype in terms of the cards and everything, but this is actually our first off-the-line production of the actual printed materials, so the cards, the tokens, the maneuver templates, and of course these wonderful dragons. This is the starter set right here. You have 3 dragons out of the box, the red dragon, the blue dragon, the copper dragon. So you can make a great epic battle just out of these 3 fighting it out. The game comes out in October, and 2 weeks later, in later October, we'll have 7 expansion packs, which will add ground troops, many other units. We'll have a frost giant, we'll have a dwarven ballista, we'll have wraiths, hobgoblin troop, elven archers, elven spellcaster, and also a green dragon as well. So this is right out of the box of the starter set. You have these 3. This is uses the flight path maneuver system. So if you're familiar with our Star Trek Attack Wing game, you'll be very familiar with the gameplay aspect of this. But of course, it's D&D, so there's a lot of aspects that are that have the fantasy genre. You'll be able to equip dragon upgrades to your dragons. There'll be equipment like armor and weapons. There'll be arcane spells that you'll be able to equip to your casters. Divine spells for the divine spell casters. Anything you can imagine from Dungeons and Dragons, you'll be able to recreate on the tabletop here with D&D Attack Wing. This is a system that's a point-based system, so you decide how big of a battle you want. Right here we've got just out of the starter box, each dragon is about 45, 44 points, but our standard games will be 100 points, but you know, if you want to do big epic full table battles, you could do 200 points, 300 points, and have, you know, legions of troops that at your command fighting it out.
So does this play 3 players out of the box then? Out
of the box you can have 3 players, each taking a dragon. It's expandable even beyond that. You know, it really kind of depends on how big of a table you got, and how many expansions you picked up, and how big of an army you want to do.
Now how do you guys go about combining land units and air units, basically?
So it works really well in this game. This is that's something that's new for this in terms of the flight path system, that this has ground and air. So the troop packs like the elven archers and the hobgoblin troops, well, they're ground units. So you'll be able to target the other elevations with ranged attacks, and then you'll be able to do melee attacks against things in your same elevation. But there's also in this, there's something that the air, the units that are in the air can swoop down to do melee attacks against the ground units.
Nice.
So it allows them to do melee attacks, but at the same time, if they swoop down, they're susceptible to getting melee attacks by the ground units as well. And then also when you're doing ranged attacks, and if you have area in this game, there's area of effect attacks. So there's breath weapons that'll do a line attack or a cone. Like the red dragon you can equip fire breath, so he can breathe a cone of fire. And but you'll have to choose if you're hitting all the guys in the air or on the ground. Later on with the spellcasters, there will be a column effect, which you'll do an area of effect, and it'll actually affect both ground and air, because it's like a flame strike. It comes down from the heavens, and it will hit both elevations. The Elven Spellcaster will be able to, you'll get a Fireball arcane spell upgrade. So you'll be able to cast a fireball. You place a burst token out on the board, and then you measure out from that, and everybody within that will get you'll roll attack against. So anything that you can imagine from classic D&D universe, the spells, the equipment, things like that, you'll be able to see on the tabletop. Starting in October, and then we'll have more expansions in future months after that.
It works good because, of course, Wizards has the Tyranny of Dragons thing going on
Yes,
this year.
we've been working with them closely to tie in the release of that. So they've done a fantastic job with their new release, and we're really excited to work right along with them on this game.
Nice. Now, what's going on in the other worlds of WizKids?
Well, we have Marvel Dice Masters, which we're doing demos here. The Avengers vs. X-Men set, which was the first set that came out earlier this year. We have more and more that's hitting the shelves. In fact, just this week, we've had new shipments come in of that. We have a new set for Marvel called Uncanny X-Men, which will also hit in October. And we have a number of different accessories that we're coming out with. One of which is a setup box, which is basically a larger box to be able to carry your collection of dice in. We'll have a magnetic closure box, so you'll be able to bring your team around, a custom dice bag, play mats. Those are all coming out over the course of the next couple of months.
Now, what about the world of Star Trek?
Star Trek, we're continuing going along with our Star Trek Attack Wing. So every month we have expansion packs for that coming out. We had an exclusive that we've had here of a cloak ship pack, and sales of that were really strong this morning. We have a large Borg cube coming out in November.
Really?
You should get a shot of that. There's a prototype version, unpainted, in the case.
I will go get a shot of that.
Shot of that, and also we're re-releasing Deep Space Nine. It's going to be an alternate paint job. That's actually in the case as well that we have on display. That'll also be in the November time frame.
Really?
And we're in the middle of our organized play series. We have a board theme organized play series, one of them called Collective, which running for 3 months. It's actually in the 3rd month right now. And then next month starts Resistance is Futile, which is another 3-month event, organized play. So check with your local game store about playing in them.
Will the board cube be one of the big prizes for the?
The large board cube is a for sale item coming out in November. But the prize item at the end of Resistance is Futile is the Tactical Cube, which is a re-release of the Tactical Cube that you could buy as an expansion pack, but it's a different named one and different stats and cards and upgrades. So it's an exclusive one for that series. We also have Star Trek Fleet Captains. We have a new expansion, the Dominion. That one will be coming out next month.
Okay, what kind of ships can we expect in there?
Well, you have a number of different Dominion faction ships, so Cardassians, Breen, Cardassians, Breen, and I think it's most of that.
I can't think of the other one yet.
Yeah, but you'll have cards and everything that also has the founders and all the Dominion faction folks in that as well.
Excellent. When's that coming out?
Next month, September.
Next month. Excellent. And how about HeroClix?
For HeroClix, we're running tournament. We run our World Championship here at Gen Con. We have a new expansion coming up that's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's comic based, and we did come out with a small set that was a movie based Guardians of the Galaxy that came out earlier this month. And Guardians of the Galaxy, the comic one, comes out next month. But we're actually doing a little sneak peek here that our draft games in the tournament hall are using the packs out of that set. So it's a little bit of a pre-release here. And a lot coming down on that line. It would almost be too much to talk about right here. So there's definitely a lot. We have our convention exclusives for HeroClix that we sell here at the event, and we're doing a number of other events throughout the country that you'll see our convention exclusives. We in fact are doing something called WizKids Open, which is a regional tournament series That's in September, October. We have 7 different stores around the U.S. that will be hosting national qualifiers events. These will be the nationals for 2015 that they'll feed for HeroClix, Star Trek Attack Wing, and Marvel Dice Masters. And there'll also be side events, so people will be able to bring up, go and play and win exclusive prizes that they could have here at Gen Con, but also if they're not able to make it here at Gen Con, look for a local WizKids Open event. There's 7 different locations around the country. They'll be able to play in those tournaments and win those prizes as well.
Excellent. Scott, unless we've missed something, I can't think of anything.
I think that's most everything. Yeah, there's a lot more coming out. I mean, I did mention with Dice Masters, we have new licenses coming that we'll be coming out with, which we'll be doing D&D Dice Masters, we'll be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! And DC.
Really?
So look for those. More information later this year. So into Q1 of quarter 1 of next year, maybe into Q2 as well.
Excellent. Well, Scott, thanks for taking a couple minutes to talk to me.
Thank you.
That's it. D&D No Pound.